Hey guys, this is Primeval, and we are back with another session of Cities Skylines. So, where we left off on the last episode, we had just set up this oil patch because we looked at our resource distribution and found that there was a really nice oil patch that we could access by rail. So we set up a little community here, then we realized that we would need workers for that oil patch as well, so we had to hook things up by road. And power, and actually looks like we're low on power right now, so yeah, we're gonna need to build out another power plant somewhere. Let's stick with solar. I mean, we did sort of go to the dark side if we were going for the green city with that one oil extraction area, but I guess our society is still fairly dependent on oil. All of the plastic use, those cars aren't running around on electricity, I can tell you that. So better local oil than foreign oil, I guess, as long as we're not fracking. But since I do feel kind of bad about the oil, maybe we should go build out another solar plant. So let's do that first before we unpause the game. Solar power plant, maybe right by the other solar plant. That seems good. Right here. Why doesn't this want to snap on? Alright, right there. Hey, the Nightmare. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for your enthusiasm. Alright, so that seems to have... I think our electricity needs are our most pressing problems here. Let's get settled in. Hey, Battlemonger, nice to see you back. And yeah, let's make sure we're settled in, make sure there are no other disasters waiting for us from the end of the last stream. For example, I don't think I noticed at the end of the last stream that so many of these guys were abandoned or in desperate need of jobs. Now, hopefully we can get that fixed soon, but that guy needs water. Do I also... They should have water. That looks like full cut. Oh, just the one sliver is missing water, and someone happened to build a house there. Alright, let's get that going. Hey, Jost. And S'mores, welcome back, all you guys. Yes, Jost, no off-world tonight, but you'll get the chance to buy me out some other time. Don't you worry. There'll be more off-world trader later. I can't say exactly when. I think I promised Apollo that I would do some more team games with him on Thursday, which is tomorrow. So, Jost, you'll have your chance at some off-world trader then. Looks like we're right at the edge of water availability here, so let's put in a pump too. Now let's get all of the happiness meters and satisfaction city services in order, and then we'll work on our next expansion project, which I think maybe go into all this green space, maybe fix the traffic problem that's running down the center of town, maybe expand over here, maybe drop some more special tourist buildings over in the new city where we're developing that tourist city center. Now, let's swing around and drop that water pump. So right there's fine, and the pipe, of course. There we go. So that brings our water in order. Let's see. We're doing fine as far as incineration status goes, and it doesn't look like there's anyone in the city complaining about garbage piling up. Battlemonger, did I make a dam? On Monday's stream, I made a dam right here, which turned out to be a big mistake because we this river here started to dry out and our city went without water. These pumps just stopped working. So if I do want to make a dam on this river, okay, so Battlemonger does remember last time. We could put the dam here and then move all the water pumps here. But I think we're fine with solar for now. Dams are pretty fun because of how disruptive they are to the environment. But maybe if I expand out to some tiles out here, then we could go for the dam again. But for now, I think we'll say no to dams. Let's see what our expansion options are. Yeah, if we bought 2 tiles over and maybe dammed just one of the rivers and let the other one feed our water pumps. We could always move the water pumps, but I don't know. Doesn't seem worth it to relocate all of our water pumping facilities just to put in a dam. Dams look cool, but alright, so our industrial oil park seems to have been a bit of a failure here. Most of these oil derricks are not in operation, and the ones that are operating are short on workers. But we're going to go through all of the different indicators, all of the services. We've got death care covered, we've got healthcare covered. Signal levels, we do have nice industry here. These guys have upgraded to tier 3 industry. Nice, relatively clean, eco-friendly. Frank's fish stick factory is now a gourmet fish stick factory, so that's cool. And of course the high-tech gadgets limited. We tried to start another industrial zone over here, but these guys aren't too happy. Maybe we'll give them some services as well, but let's keep shuffling through all of this stuff. We could put some turbines up here. Looks like some good wind there. Traffic. This is the traffic problem that I was mentioning before. We could run a freeway right down the center here. That seems like a good option. Lots of congested spots. What's going on here? Why are people displeased? Lots of pedestrian traffic. I don't know, these are just parked cars. This intersection doesn't look busy. Is this a one-way? Looks fine to me. Alright, we'll leave that for now. Traffic, new, sending a highway right down the center. That could be our next big project after we fix the oil area. Maybe fix this area that we had under construction as well. But let's keep on shuffling through these graphs. Pollution. We've got a new area of pollution thanks to that oil region. My apologies to all of the ardent environmental proponents. Noise pollution seems fine. We have, by and large, most of the residential areas are generally free of noise, so I think we're fine with that. We've got relatively good fire coverage. There is the odd spot that could use another firehouse along the edges, and maybe in here we might want to drop a firehouse for these guys. I think that's exactly what I'll do. Maybe right here, and we don't even have to bulldoze anyone. Alright, there we go. Reduce our fire risk a little more, and this little dirt road isn't really good for fire services. Let's see, where can I squeeze a firehouse in? Or we could hook these roads up to something. I don't know, it seems pretty irresponsible of us from a city service point of view to leave those houses like that. Let's see where we can fit a fire station in without bulldozing the homes of the very people we're trying to protect. I mean, we might have to bulldoze one of them. Alright, only one home on the chopper. We'll do that, and then we'll upgrade this road to a dirt road, just because fire services can't be driving along dirt roads. How did I even exit this crazy little suburb? Right, over this way. There we go. And that seems reasonable. Right, so this area, tons of abandoned oil properties. I don't know what I can do about that. Let's see, what kind of services? Maybe they need a park. They've got one park here. They've got commercial. Do they have their own firehouse? Let's check. Yeah, they have their own firehouse. I don't know what other services they could want. Maybe they're just complaining about the distance people need to travel to get there. I mean, there is a subdivision right here. That might be okay. I guess I'm fine to have some abandoned buildings. It is a bit of a eyesore, a bit of a blight on our ability as a civic planner, but some of these special buildings, let's see, require all sorts of bad things to happen. So for example, to build out the Lazarette Plaza, we need the average citizen health to be under 20%. Right now our citizen health is at 71%, so we have to have a pretty sick city to build out that special building. Let's see, for the Posh Mall, we'd have to lower our taxes to 4%, all of them. We could do that temporarily just to unlock the Posh Mall. And let's see, education expenses, crime rate over 50% to unlock the courthouse. What's our crime rate at right now? It is at 7%, so we gotta have some serious city disasters to unlock some of these things. The Grand Mall requires an airport, and that's what I'm working for right now. I think we get that at 65,000 citizens, so we only need 400 or 4,000 more citizens. So we can go on a mass expansion somewhere, drop another residential community, and get that going. But anyways, some bad stuff should be fine. And arrow elasticity is saying that we need to have low taxes for 20 weeks. We've got enough of a resource stockpile. We can have that going now to unlock that mall. Bring everything down to 4%. And while we do this, we can also grow our population rapidly. So let's do some rapid expansion. Let's see. We can put some commercial in here. Maybe give these guys a park. Try to level them up. Let's drop too steep. Too steep. Small playground. Plaza with trees. That seems fair. Let's drop this right here. And what else would these guys like? Maybe just, we'll cover that with offices. And then over here, wood, office folk. Wait, is this residential? Right next to industrial? What was I thinking? Oh well, people don't seem to be too upset. We'll leave them where they are. And we'll put some offices in there. And oh, I think what I was doing is I was phasing out this industrial zone because it was a failure. Alright, so we've got one abandoned building there, some parks. I suppose we could have a small industrial strip and just see how that interacts with the rest of the city. Alright, let's start zoning this area. What's the noise and actual pollution like? So we'll have a buffer of offices here, and then we'll fill the rest in with residential. And the pollution... yeah, that's definitely a blight. Alright, I think our city's fine with just one industrial zone. Let's D-zone this area, especially since these guys don't seem overly happy. And what are these guys complaining about? Citizens are sick. Yeah, right next to the industrial. Let's just D-zone this entire area. Alright, no more industry here. We'll replace that with some low-density commercial, some offices. And that means we can put residential in right over here. So Battlemonger suggests that we stop with the expansion because our traffic problems are just going to get much worse. And that might be true, but I mean, expansion is fun. Expansion is the name of the game, at least the way that I'm playing it right now. So we don't want the upgrade, we want the road tool. Swing that over to... yeah, we can hook that up there. And swing over this way. So we'll expand to the airport, build out the airport, and then build out freeways. I think that'll be the plan for tonight's stream. Bring a road over this way. And sure, it can be slightly curvy. That'll be fine. And we can hook things up like this. That's not a pretty intersection. And we'll leave that as a large block. Alright, so we're going to surround the commercial with office space. And the rest as residential. maybe low density. This region isn't looking the most appealing to me at the moment. I should probably drop some parks in as well. Let's drop stuff here. And something's happened to my screen, which I've punched apparently. Battlemonger is really worried about traffic, I guess. Alright, parks. Let's see. Lots of residential here. Let's give these guys... Wait, what are these guys complaining about? Are we low on water again? No. That seems fine. Alright, we could give them this official park. Maybe official park needed for the Eden Center or Eden Project. Let's just give them a regular park. A small playground would be just fine. Let's drop that over here. What other city services could these people use? They're upset about something. We can give them a park right here too. Alright, so that should help cheer people up. And more commercial and residential then. We'll do some low density commercial. Right over here. Maybe along this strip. And all residential? Sure. Low density over towards the edge of the map. Maybe to about here. And some high density residential. Battlemonger, don't worry about the dam. No, it was good fun. Okay, let's see. Do we still need these pylons? Yes, we do. No, we don't. So let's bulldoze these. We still need the pylon heading over to the oil area. The oil area was kind of a bad idea. This is just a bit of an eyesore on our city here. Most of these businesses aren't even open. Flaming Farming Ninja asked if we'd heard about the Flubola. I have not heard about the Flubola. And these guys are having trouble with their garbage collection. So please feel free to tell me all about the Flubola. This sounds like something I should be worried about. Okay, so it looks like we need more commercial. Let's fill this in with light commercial and maybe another road connection. For now, I think that'll be fine. Put that in here. Pop Spiffy, stop. Wait, I don't even know what this text means, but don't abuse your mod powers. And what is the Flubola? It's okay if I'm being trolled. It sounds interesting enough to me. Alright, our demand's gone down despite dropping our taxes to 4% to try to unlock that fancy mall, whatever it was called. The Posh Mall. We are almost there. 5 out of 20 months, apparently, is what that means. So we're not almost there. We are 20% there. Or 25% there. But we are inching our way towards the airport unlock. Oh, we could play on faster. That would get us the mall sooner, get people moving in faster. And let's see what we can do about these industrial guys. Some of them aren't overly happy. Looks like they might need another park. And we could give that to them. Maybe another park with picnic benches. And let's see. I have no idea what Farming Ninja and Pops50 are up to there, but let's give these guys. Well, since a lot of these things are abandoned, let's put a park in right here. Bulldoze them while they're abandoned. Maybe that'll make them happier. These trees aren't looking so healthy, but that's fine. And what am I missing here? Looks like we are having some problems with garbage collection. Maybe we can put an incinerator over here. I mean, we already have a lot of air pollution. Let's go with that. Incineration plant. Right on top of one of these abandoned buildings. Yeah, that seems fair. Okay, this all seems good. Our population is continuing to rise, although the population growth is slowing. Where do I want to put more residential in? We could start expanding down here. Whoa, crime in the park. That's not good. We could drop another police station. Let's see, where's our nearest police station? There's a police guy over there. We could drop one right here. There is empty space for that. Alright. We'll get some police coverage on that park. And that one incineration plant is spewing out a whole bunch of pollution right in the center of our city. Okay, so we need more industry. Yet, no one wants to work on our oil patch. Where can I drop more industry without upsetting all of my residents? We could slide a bunch of industry right by the highway here. It's already pretty polluted. But I don't have a good traffic solution for that. So there's plenty of stuff that's zoned residential or industrial. Let's just build out some more offices for these guys then, and we'll build it over towards the oil patch. Let's see, we'll drop some 6 lanes to anticipate future expansion right off this way. And we'll set up an office park, maybe right here. Let's see, where do I want to start branching off? That seems good. And we'll just have 3 connections to the main street. I'm not sure what's happening in my stream chat. I'm very confused. But while I'll push through my confusion by building out this office park, nice and square. And we'll push down this way too. And we can leave some empty space in the middle there. Alright, so we've got everything nicely blocked out. Let's hook up the water pipes. Alright, so there's still a lot of demand for commercial and industrial, so that means huge office zones. Let's drop these for now. And where there's some awkward elevation, we'll drop some parks. Park with trees, a little too large, maybe one of these plazas. And maybe something over here. Let's see. Small park. There we go. And we can mix some commercial in. Looks like these guys need to hook up with the power, so we'll go and zone another section here. If only so that we don't have to build more of those ugly power pylons. Once people start moving in, that should be fine. Yeah, we've got businesses moving in. They'll be hooked up with power soon. And do we need residential? Yes, we do. We could put a bunch of houses along the water and in this little curve here. Probably want another road connection then. Maybe over like this. Alright, we'll do a bunch of low density residential here. We can do some high density here. And maybe give these guys another park. This time they can have a playground. Aeroelasticity has some exams to study for. That's always a pain. Do I want low density, high density, more offices? We can do more offices. And more high density. These guys probably need a school then. Let's drop down a elementary school in here. And some low density residential around the elementary school. And some high density again. Finish off that road. Just in case we do buy the adjoining region and want to continue this little grid pattern. High or low. Toss down a corner store. Alright, so that seems fine. We're getting ever closer to that airport. And what does noise pollution and actual pollution look like here? Alright, so we'll keep all the residential stuff down over this way. In fact, since we do have a somewhat isolated subdivision here, maybe I'll try using passenger trains. Let's go and bring up the train station and where can I drop this? Here would work. Maybe right over here would be best. Alright, let's do that. Train station. And let's hook that up. Okay, so that's a really ugly bend in the train track here. But let's see. The pylons are in the way. Can we go in both directions? Got a bit of a traffic issue here. Let's see, maybe I should extend the highway down the center following the railroad. Whoa, did we knock out some important power? Seems we did. Alright, so let's get rid of these unnecessary pylons. Hey Bellmonger, welcome back. Let's see, I could just raise this area a little more, just so that the railway can run nicely. Six lane with trees, and we'll run it right to, say, here. Is that going to be too steep to come down? Off of... Oh, and that, and since we want to hook in here, we could start the road here. Let's see what's the minimum distance I need to go to. Too steep. Alright, and so I hope we can slide the rail under here, although maybe we can't. It does look like the rail station is slightly elevated, but there's only one way to find out. Yeah, it's no good. Right, let's place the rail first and then worry about putting that overpass back in. Can we curve around? That doesn't really look very good. Does the train even need to curve around? I guess it can just back out of the station. Most trains can go in both directions. Let's assume that'll work just fine. Aplovius. It's still the same city. Yes, and apparently we have skulls floating around. Are we having trouble with our death care again? We shouldn't be. We've got a good spread of cemeteries and crematoriums. And we might need another crematorium over here somewhere. But I think we're okay. Well, there's one building here that seems to lack sufficient coverage. Can I drop an incinerator somewhere around here? Is that an empty spot? No, that's a playground. Alright, we can drop an incinerator right here while we're waiting. Okay, let's see. Is this a one-way street? That might make it difficult for people to get to it. We could drop the incinerator. Or I mean the crematorium. Let's see. We could just bulldoze the complaining building. But that does sort of run against my ethos. Alright, let's just squeeze a crematorium in over here. It's right by a cemetery, but have a little more diversity. Alright, and we do need to hook this back up now that we built out the train station. Let's see. How do I want to do this? Can we do it right from here? Page up, page up. We cannot. Ah, we can go over this way. That kind of works. There we go. Not terrible. That looks mostly natural. Alright, so let's go and turn the other train station on. And see if people will actually take the train now that we've got multiple train stations. Okay, so there's the passenger train. It has 0 passengers. So zooming along the outskirts of the city, running into a bit of a traffic jam here, and it's leaving the city. Alright, so that's not exactly what I had envisioned when I dropped the 2 train stations down. Let's see, we can make a new line here. Maybe just back and forth between the 2 stations. Alright, so we can get that going and see if that'll encourage more people to move into the new subdivision, maybe get a few oil workers going. And I'll probably want to drop a train station over here. I have been leaving space for that, and it's right by the rail. We'll do that, and then, oh, we're getting ever close to the airport. We'll put in the airport, and then we'll do some major reconstruction and put a highway down the center of the city, and maybe put a highway in over here too. But we'd have to buy this tile to get an on-ramp connection to the main highway. No longer I am losing money. We're trying to get that posh mall unlocked. How close are we to that? Ah, we got it. Okay, so maybe I should build this out. Well, let's see. I doubt they would take the mall away from me if I raise taxes back up. Everyone at 9% I think we had going. Alright, does that fix our negative cash problem? Yes, it does. Excellent. Alright, now let's have a look at our, well, how's our freight train doing? Only 13% capacity, coming into town 7%. So this rail line used to be amazing, used to be very well utilized, but now it's not so great. 24 out of 240 passengers. Not really the most utilized train line ever, but maybe we can make it better by dropping another passenger train station right in the tourist area. So right here, and then we'll just go and hook that up to the rail lines here. Train station. And right over, say, here. Well, we can leave space for the rail to branch back out again. Alright, so right there. Ah, nice. We've reached metropolis status, and we can now build airplanes. Sweet. Okay, so let's hook this train station up and see if we can get more passengers on the rail line. Distance too short. construction, and you can hook in like that. Alright, that's fine. I guess just to give the train more options, we can go and hook it up in both directions. This. Yeah, that looks like a real train track, kinda. Alright, so let's look at this station. And can I extend the line out, or do I need to drag to add a new stop? And is that a complete line now? Let's zoom in on the arrows. They're going in one direction, but they don't loop back to anywhere yet. Alright, so... drag stop to move it. I don't think this train is doing what I want it to. Plus, it's at a bit of a dead end, which does make for some inefficient turning. Let's follow this train and see what it does. Is this one of my passenger trains? It is, currently carrying no one. So this little passenger train experiment has been a bit of a disaster. 31 passengers. Our best load yet. Okay, and then we go over, let's see, carrying 20 passengers and heading over this way. What does the line even look like? Starts here. Goes all the way to this station and then back. Then it skips this station altogether, goes to this station, and then stops. Let's remake this whole line from the beginning. Well, I really don't like how this station's hooked up. We could move it down slightly, closer to the intersection, away from the subway station. If we moved it down, we could have it let it share the industrial line. And I think I'm fine with that. So let's do that. Just relocate it slightly to, say, over here. Space already occupied. 9,000 to relocate. Or we could work around with what we have. We could loop around and all the way back. I guess we're stuck with this for now. Fine, we'll leave that. But we did say we wanted to rebuild the train lines. So I need to grab a train to delete the line. Where's my nearest train? Right here. We have... That's a freight train, passenger train, passenger train. Alright, modify line. Delete line. Ooh, but it saved 100% car trips. Alright, so it's a good line, it's just not hooked up like we want it to be. Delete line. Passenger train. Delete line. Okay, I've already deleted the line, and so they're just waiting there now. Alright, let's put a line starting from here, going to this station, going to our third station, then swinging back, and then completing the line here. That's what I wanted, and that's what should run. So, looks like we've got a bit of a traffic jam here. A traffic jam that refuses to resolve itself. So we've got a southbound train trying to face a northbound train. What can I do about this? is my... Okay, so they've resolved themselves after a long wait. And... Okay, so this is our real train traffic jam. And is this because I did all that line deleting and remaking? Or is it because I have a really poorly planned rail system? Let's leave those coral snakes to figure themselves out for a little bit. And we'll come back to them and see if the problems have resolved on their own. But we unlocked the airport. I'm going to put the airport right... Well, no, I don't own that land. I was planning to put the airport right here, but I don't know if I have space for it. Let's find out. So the airport is fairly large. If we had built out the railway, we might have had space for it off of this road right here. I know it does intersect with our existing rail line. Alright, so the other choice would be to buy this region, put the airport right here, and then we'd be able to add an off-ramp here, put an off-ramp into our oil station area. Yeah, let's do that. And alright, Battlemonger, we are gonna let our trains run for a little bit, but it's not looking great. Let's read about how much traffic we're diverting though. Let's see. We are getting better usage on the trains. So that last one had like 40 some odd trains. Distance traveled. Modify line. 100% car trips saved. So, I mean, it is relieving congestion from somewhere. It just doesn't look like it's doing a very good job with the trains just sort of colliding with each other like this. Alright, so let's go buy this region. Crossroad traffic, purchase, and we'll put in our airport. Airports probably generate pollution, so we can drop that right by the incinerator. And we'll set up, well, let's get some... People might want to get to the airport by highway as well as by 6-lane. So let's have a look at this. Where would we place this? It's making a lot of noise. We'd want as much of that to overlap with the highway as possible. So we'll extend the 6-lane out a little more. 6-lane with trees. Yeah, we can do that. Over this way, maybe here, and we'll look in. Alright, let's go and look at the airport. Maybe I did extend that out a little too far. Alright, bulldozed. And the airport still slope too steep. Okay, we could put it right here. And looks like the flight path would be right into our raised rail line. Let's inch that away slightly. That seems reasonable. And so it's going to be right by the highway, right by the rail station. And we can put a subway station in as well. That should be really good. Let's see, who would want to work? What sort of businesses would want to be by an airport? We could put some industrial in here, although we don't really have a lot of demand for that kind of thing. Offices? Yeah, we could fill that in with offices. Let's add some dense commercial and put some offices in over here. And we'll leave that stuff empty, or maybe put in some parks since there's all that pollution. Park with trees. Too large. Plaza. Drop that right here. And these guys need water. String that out this way. And let's try to be a little more particular about our piping. They're a nice overlap for future expansion. Right to the end. Alright, so what's our airport been up to recently? I don't see any airplanes coming or going. These guys should have good access to the airport. We can put in some buses. We'll give them a subway as well. Let's see. Drop a subway right at the corner here. No bulldozing required if we drop it there, and since we're extending the subway out, we may as well drop a subway in this relatively dense commercial zone. Let's see, where can I drop this without bulldozing anything? Right over here, perhaps? Oh no, that's not an empty space. Can I expand the airport? That's a good question. Let's strictly drop this subway. Whoa, garbage problems here. Oh, nice. Airplanes are coming and going. But subway first. Let's see. Looks like we are going to have to demolish something for these subway plans. Drop one right here. Or, alright, so one right here. And then one somewhere in here. What do the roads look like in this region? Low density, offices, high density right here. Alright, so we can get rid of one of these small houses. Let's say this one right there. And if possible, I'd like to place it along the road like this. Okay, connect these guys up. And we'll join up with this station. Looks like we've got several lines coming out of here, so hopefully we can get a nice interchange going without causing any trouble. So create a new line. Let's see, right to here, a bit of a dead end. Should we hook up? Yeah, we can send the subway to this other area of the city. And it looks like we got some crime here. Let's drop a police station. Right over here. And then we'll finish out our subway plans. Well, there's one building. What sort of density are these guys? There's an elementary school. Let's drop the subway over towards this commercial district, which means one of these guys is going to have to go maybe this little building right there. Right, so create new line. No, we don't want to create a new line. Drag stop to move it. Don't want that either. I just want to extend this line that's already existing. If there's subway on that already, which there doesn't seem to be. Let's see. Drag stop to move it. Add stop to here. And then we'll loop back around. Here. Drag stop to move it. I'd like to drag the stop to connect up to the rest of our subway line. We stop and add a stop. Oh, really? Why do you have to be so difficult? Alright, delete the line, start fresh. Delete line. And we'll start where we actually want the line to start, which is right here. So create a new line. 1, 2, 3, 4 stops. And then back to the main line. Wait, why can't I? Are there already too many lines here? Is that the problem? So we can go here, and I don't want to complete the line, I want to add a stop. Stop in both directions. How can I do that? Drag line to add a stop. Okay, there we go. Done and done. Excellent. So we'll come back to a little bit and see how many car trips have been diverted, how many people are riding that subway. I think it should be good. What's the problem with these guys? Abandoned buildings. High density abandoned. Not great. Noise pollution, pretty high there, but it's just because it's commercial. We've got a lot of noise coming from the oil area. And right next to a train station, which also puts out a fair amount of noise. And we're having some sort of a garbage collection problem. Our incinerators are still running fine. We could put another one in over here. And what's going on with traffic? Wow. We've got a whole line of trucks trying to drop off stuff for incineration. Looks like we're going to need to distribute these incinerators a little more. Where can I afford to drop some more pollution? Maybe up beside the airport? Hopefully this won't add to that lineup of garbage trucks. Let's drop this right here. And what's our fire protection at the airport? The airports traditionally have their own fire stations, so let's drop one of those. Say, well, these guys are having some trouble. We can drop bulldoze. No, that's just, they're having trouble with garbage. There's one abandoned building right here. Let's bulldoze that in favor of a firehouse. Or we could bulldoze two perfectly good buildings in favor of a firehouse. What's done is done. Alright, let's see our airport stats. This guy's got 3 out of 200 passengers, so maybe we jumped the gun on the airport here. Our city isn't really supporting this type of air travel. Alright, but we got everything done that I wanted to get done. We filled out that oil patch, even though it's not really, well, it's not doing bad now. Nothing's abandoned. They're having a bit of a garbage problem. But otherwise, it's doing just fine. I have an incinerator out here, right? Yes, I do. And so the oil patch is running. Let's see what level these guys are at. They are just level 1. Maybe it's not possible to have higher level oil patches. These guys are mostly happy. If we go look at our education, looks like we're going to need more elementary and high schools. And we are having a major garbage problem. That could be the traffic thing. Alright, let's go look at traffic. Alright, so we've got a major problem here. These guys definitely need another on-off ramp. So we could build one of those out. We probably want to run a highway down here, and we want to fix this little rail problem. There's a lot of rail congestion, apparently. Alright, so the rail problem. I could put in multiple lines and then run the passenger lines separate from the freight line. Hey, no longer. I do play Robocraft, or I have played Robocraft. I've seen that they've got a whole bunch of new updates, so I would like to revisit that at some point, but I'm not entirely sure when. And this train traffic jam has turned into a bit of a disaster. Let's dezone this especially with the crime and the abandoned buildings, and then we'll put a highway in here and some more train tracks. So let's grab this tool, dezone that whole set. Alright, so we'll get rid of those businesses, losing a little money. Yeah, I can run a highway all the way down here. And it'll curve around this way just so we don't have to mess with this stuff. Yeah, we'll put the highway in first, and then we'll work on the rail lines. So, does this want to be an elevated highway? That does seem like it would be the most fun. And what's the deal with these guys? They were dezoned. They should get demolished. Okay, good. They're done with. We are having major traffic problems. Let's slow this down just so that traffic doesn't kill our city, and start on an alternate freeway. Let's see, I could use this massive three-way intersection. Or I could build my own. Let's start building out our own. So first of all, highways with sound barriers. We'll run right along here. And we'll get that raised up, page up. And we'll have that double tall. Sure, let's do that. We'll have a nice, ugly, super elevated freeway running right through town here. And that's fine. Keeps wanting to make this into a bridge, which isn't exactly what I want. Here can be a bridge, because we've got a real bridge. Alright, like that. Over like this, and we'll start putting a curve in. Maybe bring that back a little so we can have a nicer looking curve. Oops, maybe that's a little too far back. Well, we can start curving out here and that'd be fine. Ah, roads, not demolition. Over like this, and just a gentle curve, or a gentle curve. And I knocked out my pylons. Let's get those back online. Let's see. They're just the right height. Can pylons be raised? No, they can't. Oh, or can they? They can be. Can they be lowered? Can I run them underneath here somehow? Well, what we can do is maybe put them through the water. No, we can't. Okay, so this whole situation is kind of bad. Maybe the entire stretch doesn't need to be raised then. Page down, page up. Why won't this hook up for me? Alright, well, Maybe it's because it's super high. Page down to here. We're going to be on the ground for a little bit to allow for power pylons. And then page up and meet back up with the highway here. Okay, that's fine. Welcome to the chat. And we'll definitely work on fixing the trains next. So, page down, page up. Too steep. I'll show you too steep. Alright, good. So now we have somewhere where the power pylons can cross over. From, say, here, here. And then these guys can hook up from here to here. Get rid of all those. Unpause it, make sure our power column is fixed. That should be fixed, shouldn't it? Did we not quite make it? We didn't quite make it. Alright, there we go. Okay, good. Everyone has their power back. So, I guess for now, this highway can just dead end around this industrial zone. And I believe this is currently a one-way. Yes, it is. And I think this turn needs to be a little sharper, especially if we are going to turn around right away. So, over like this. And let's see, how sharp of a turn can I do? Immediate right turn. And then keep going straight. Too steep. Whoa, that was weird. Alright, so that's good. Let's keep on going here. Get fairly close. And the bridge would cross, and then this guy probably also needs to drop down to ground level. So, edge down. We'll switch back to the straight tool. And where can I drop this where we don't have overlap? Right to here. And can I get through here without disrupting power again? Let's run the power lines somewhere else. Say over to here. And then to there. Alright, so we've got an alternate route for power. I'll keep on going with these sound barriers. And start using a curvy road to correct our angle slightly. Maybe a bit of an overcorrection there. I don't really like the way this is looking. The highway I just placed is backwards. No! Alright, so let's see. Forwards, forwards, backwards. I see. How problematic. But this highway is forwards, right? Yes, I believe it was just that stretch that we did improperly. Alright, so highways that are facing the correct direction. And page down. What's going to be the easiest way to hook back up here? Okay, so that's fine. And these guys, we'll lose them slightly. Ooh, we've got major traffic problems here. That really needs to be fixed and quickly. Hopefully the highway we're building out will remedy that. In fact, this is really bad for our city, so maybe we'll pause that while we build out the highway.